Hi Scorpio, this is April with astrolotta.com. I'm here with your March 2017 monthly horoscope. Once again, the board is back so that you guys can visually see the movement of the planets and how they affect you guys, aka your horoscope. So what's going on with my fellow Scorpions in the month of March? Well, we still have a concentration of energies hanging out in Aries, which is our sixth, or Pisces, which is our fifth house, and then Aries, which is our sixth house. So there's a focus still here on creative endeavors, creative hobbies, creative projects, maybe running our own business, and then being hard at work. So the work environment, work duties, also our health, and just the things that we do on a day-to-day basis to kind of keep up with our daily lives. We still have Mars and Uranus when we start off the month. Right off the bat, Mars and Uranus are still conjunct with one another. And if Mars is our drive and our energy levels and how we take action, and then Uranus is like zany, kooky, crazy, unexpected, weird, I mean, look, he looks like a little space station, doesn't he? Like a little antenna. So he channels, Uranus actually could be either a he or she. But I'm just weird and I like to characterize planetary symbols. But Uranus actually is, the outer world. It's kind of like you're channeling things from the outer world that more practical, down-to-earth people don't really understand when there's some sort of really close Uranus and another planet transit. So anyhow, Mars and Uranus together, it's kind of like just doing things suddenly and unexpectedly and out of the box and out of the ordinary. So, you combine action and drive with that. I mean, that's kind of some things that are going on in our work environment. So some Scorpios may suddenly have been like quitting their jobs or, because also we had this powerful eclipse right up here at the top of our chart, our 10th house, which is career. We had that last month in February. Oh, wow. It was so powerful. It brought some profound changes for a lot of Scorpios, including myself. And we may have done some sudden, unexpected things because of this, Mars and Uranus stuff. So that's still kind of the energy that continues right off the bat when we start March. Also, like I said, we have energy in Pisces. We have Mercury here in Pisces that just moved in there. So this is our thinking. Our thinking is going to be aimed more at creative stuff. And also, like, the fifth house is being really proud of oneself and what you do and what you've accomplished. Just be mindful to not be like that old term, be on your soapbox, which is like you're standing on a platform in your mind, right? This is all mental. You're standing on a platform and you're just speaking about yourself and how you're so great. That's that old term of being on your soapbox. Being a little too arrogant, shall we just say, okay? Just to keep it simple and real. Just be careful with that with Mercury here in our fifth house. However, on the 4th of March, Mercury and Neptune will come together in a conjunction with one another here. So what happens when these two come together? Mercury is like our rational, logical thinking, right? And our skills of the hands, what we do with our hands. It's how we communicate with people. And then Neptune is like divine creativity. It is, it rules like psychic ability. Well, it's one of the outer planets that rule like getting psychic insights that seem to come from out of like nowhere, right? So when these two come together, it can make some real magic happen, especially being in the fifth house here. The fifth house is like the fun house. It's a creative house. It's like, it is hobbies, like I said. So some Scorpios can be really feeling like getting back into some creative hobbies if maybe they've left some behind, for example. Like for example, myself, I'm a Scorpio rising. And ever since Mercury went into Pisces, I've been really, now it's coming in conjunction with Neptune soon. I just really want to get back into an old hobby, which is dance. I've been like somebody who loves dancing since I was like yay high, which I'm not really that much taller than that now, but I'm much older than being yay high. I've always loved dance and I'm just like, oh, I just want to dance. I really want to get back into it. I've been thinking about classes or just kind of like tutorials online to kind of refresh my memory and get back into that old hobby. So jump back into those old hobbies, Scorpio, especially with this Mercury Neptune energy happening. I'm going to say it's like the first week or two of the month. You can really channel some really cool creative energy, some divine creative energy. And, you can really have things flow through you. This energy can just flow through you, especially your hands. You will feel like a magician with whatever it is that you do that may be artistic or creative. If you're not artistic or creative, this is just really good insights into things, information that you receive kind of from like the unseen world, the spirit world, if you will. Also, the 5th house is children. So maybe you might be thinking more about children if you don't have any, or if you do have some, they're like much more on your mind. Mercury's the energy of the busybody. Wherever Mercury transits, I tend to find that's where we're the busiest because our mind is just so active in that area of life. So yeah, for our Scorpios, thinking about our kids a lot more, or our kids may be keeping us busy. I know mine have. They've been bombarding me left and right ever since Mercury went into Pisces of like things that I need to do for them, errands I need to run, paperwork to fill out. So that's Mercury at this time. Also on the 4th of March, we have Venus going retrograde. So, we all are aware that Venus is the goddess of love. So she rules love and relationships. Yes, she does. Yes. She also rules what we enjoy in life as far as pleasing the 5 senses. So, and she rules money too. So she's going retrograde here in our 6th house, Scorpio. So what does that mean for us? A few things. Well, first of all, I did do a live video on Venus retrograde the other day, so go check that out here on Astrolada's YouTube channel. And I go through a couple of things of what that means for Scorpios, as well as pulling some cards to see what that means for every sign. So check it out. But just a brief rundown of it. Retro means right? The prefix is which is redoing, reviewing, revising, going back over things. And that's what retro means, right? Bringing it back. So we could be reviewing, and then Venus is value too, like how you're valued. Are you being valued in the workplace, in the work that you do? I can just really feel like a lot of other Scorpios may feel like just suddenly quitting a job because they don't feel valued enough in their workplace. Or, Venus is money, value through money. So are you getting paid enough for the work that you do, Scorpio? So that may be something you're reviewing. When Venus is retrograde, be very careful with things that are revolving around like products that you use within your daily regime to take care of your body, because the 6th house is a house of health. So it might not be the best time to try something new, like a new product or a new gym. I thought about joining a gym membership, and then I remembered, oh, Venus is going to be retrograde. Might not be the best time. Maybe I might not like it, so I'll wait till the retrograde's over and just try to do some other things to stay active in between that time. So that's Venus retro, and Venus will be retrograde this whole month. In the month of April is when she starts doing some shifting and changing and then going forward again. So make sure you stay tuned to your April monthly horoscopes to find out more details on what she's doing in that month. On March 9th, we have Mars moving out of crazy Aries, away from crazy Uranus, moving into Taurus. And for Scorpio, this is our 7th house of relationships, okay? This is like opposite of us. Like this is us right here, Scorpio. This is like ourselves, our body. This is our first impression that other people get of us. And then this is like the opposite end of like what we're looking at. And also this is our reflection pretty much too, So if you see like Mars, right? The symbol for Mars, it's a pointy arrow at the end. So it has tunnel vision. It points its arrow at like its target, and it goes after it full speed ahead. And Mars is our ancient ruler. In ancient astrology, Mars rules Scorpio. And we still count it here in modern day astrology along with Pluto, which is our modern ruler. Little astrology nerdy tidbit for you. But yeah, Mars in the 7th house, just long story short, Mars is the god of war, right? And so we're not like wearing the energy of Mars on us per se, you know, like as if it were in Scorpio in our sign, but it is kind of like a reflection thing. So be very careful with people taking you the wrong way, because this is how you're dealing with other people. That's the 7th house. So people may take you as being too harsh, too brash, you know, too loud. And yeah, people will take it that way, even if it's unintentional that we come off that way, Scorpio. So keep that in mind. Try to keep your cool. You know, we can be very cool and calm people. So just try to maintain that. But also, this is the house of like partnerships, and that means relationships too. You know, serious romantic love relationships, committed relationships, but also just dealing with people one-to-one in general. So and Mars is passion too, so we can really be passionate people towards other people at this time. You know what I'm saying, Scorpio? You know what I mean? But yeah, that can mean a lot of passion, but also this could be the like negative kind of passion, like you have a passionate hatred. So, you know, this can be attracting or exuding energy that's like aggressive, you know, like this, like all about battling and conflict with other people. And other people may, you know, so you may attract like conflict to yourself, pretty much is what I'm saying. Or this can be the energy of like lovers' quarrels within your relationship. Ooh, yeah. So just be mindful of Mars being in your sign through the whole month of March. You know, just try to keep that aggressive energy under control. On March 12th, we have a full moon in the sign of Virgo. So that means the sun and moon are in opposite signs. For us in astrology, it means that they're in opposite houses. They're in opposite areas of your life, causing kind of a tension that's a push and pull energy that has to bring things to a breaking point. So for us, Virgo is our 11th house of friends and groups we belong to. And then the sun is over here on the opposite end in our 5th house of being an individual doing our own thing. So pretty much there may be a conflict between, do you want to be a part of a certain group, or do you want to be an individual shining star on your own, especially because of this eclipse we came off of last month. I'm going to mention it again, Scorpio, because remember the effects of eclipses last up to 6 months. So some of us are still feeling the power of that to where we do want to shine in our career, you know? So, I mean, maybe some Scorpios have to let go of being in a group in order to shine on their own, to grow their own business, or just to be their own person, their own authority. This is like having the freedom and the power to do your own thing. And yeah, it's really, really super creative. Like you just want to do a creative hobby and maybe not do something like with a group anymore. You know what I mean? Or this can be like a breakthrough with a friendship. That can happen as well. So that's the full moon on the 12th. On the 13th of March, we have Mercury moving out of our creative 5th house in Pisces into Aries. Mercury moves into Aries here. So if Mercury is our thinking and managing and organizing, and it's in the 6th house of work, ooh, I see this a lot. When Mercury goes into the 6th house, that means you can be given a lot more work duties, whether that is by your boss or your higher ups handing some work over to you, some more work. Or it can be that like just naturally, especially if you work with customers, you can have a higher volume of customers. This is just a higher volume of work in general. Also, this is thinking even more about your health and what you can do to better your health. What kind of new routines daily that you use to take care of yourself can you adapt and adopt into your life? Once again, remember Venus is retrograde until the middle of April. So just be very cautious with the decisions that you make to adapt new ways of taking care of yourself. So I would say don't start anything new, but just do the tried and true if this stuff is on your mind while Mercury is there. And Mercury will be here in Aries until the end of the month and switch into Taurus the last day. But once again, once we watch our April horoscope videos, we'll talk about Mercury and Taurus. And I think Mercury is going retrograde too, so stay tuned for that. Next month, on the 20th of March, the sun moves from creative Pisces in our creative 5th house. He moves from there into Aries, which is our 6th house of work, joining Mercury, joining Venus. So the sun is lighting up this house. It's really putting a focus here. I could see a lot of my Scorpios actually looking for new jobs or finding new jobs, or just work is going to find you. This is still a good time to like interview for jobs and stuff, but you know, just the retrograde tells you just to go over things, go over all the fine print, and make sure you have a clear understanding of what's going on, especially if you're dealing with jobs. Make sure that the salary requirements, those are being met to your standards, you know, that there's no confusion with the pay if you are starting a new job. On the 26th of March, Mercury and Uranus come together. Remember the crazy, zany guy Uranus? And also Uranus is, what he also rules is like having insight into the future. You know, he's very futuristic, very technology savvy type of energy. So Mercury is your thinking, your brain is pretty much getting zapped by Uranus, and it's going to have all these ideas just start popping up and coming to you like that, like quickly, with flashes of lightning, flashes of insight are going to pop up for you. So this involves work, this involves health. What I would say to be mindful of with this being in your 6th house, the 6th house can be kind of like a nervy energy. Like you're so self-conscious and you're very perfectionist and you're paying attention to all these details so much that it makes you nervous and anxious. And Uranus does also rule like nerves and anxiety and stuff too. So around the end of the month, you may be feeling a lot more anxious, Scorpio, but trust the visions and the insight that you're going to be getting and the messages you're going to be receiving at that time. Just make sure you keep a pen and paper handy, like maybe a stack of little post-it notes, because those ideas are just going to be flowing, you know, and that's going to be a good thing when it comes to work though. You'll have a lot of great ideas, like genius ideas just pop up. On the 28th, there is a new moon in the sign of Aries here in this 6th house. That means the sun and moon come together. They birth something brand new for you. But this new moon is in a close proximity to Venus in retrograde. So I know people are probably going to be tired of hearing me say Venus retrograde, but I just feel like it's super important. And I'm ruled by Venus, like heavily ruled by Venus. So I just feel like the messages are coming to me about the importance of it to really just speak out to people about. So yeah, new beginning can still happen for you guys. And it may be, you may be tempted to make like impulsive, quick decisions if this is regarding getting a new job, you know, with the new moon in the 6th house, a new job offer, and, you know, the money there. I'm just feeling like there's money involved, like uncertainty based around money involved. But once again, just read all the fine print. And I'm not saying for you guys to not take a new job if it comes up. Just be very cautious of everything that's going on, all the details and everything, and you should be fine, even though Venus is retrograde. All right, my fellow Scorpions, that was it for your March 2017 monthly horoscope. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you really like this video, then don't forget to like the video below. And also don't forget to subscribe to Lada's channel if you haven't already. And if you would like to chat with me, a fellow Scorpion, about astrology, you want me to look at your chart, you have some questions about your chart or what's going on right now or how Venus retrograde affects you personally, anything like that, then go ahead and go to my readers page and book a reading with me and we can talk about it. Also, we do have some specials going on in the month of March for some of my readings, including the love horoscopes, the synastry ones where I look at you and another person and I get an in-depth analysis about your relationship based on your two charts together. So I do recommend those if you want to know what is going on with you and, you know, your relationship. So yeah, that's a synastry reading. I also offer transit readings, like 6-month transits, 12 months, just to have a more broad look ahead personally for you, because these are very general right here. So once again, go to my readers page on astrolada.com, find me there and we can chat and we can talk about your chart. All right, so take care of yourselves, my fellow Scorpios, and I'll see you guys next month in April.